So it looks like the rematch is going to fall completely apart. That's how it's looking. Many Errol Spence fans are upset because they assume that Terence Crawford owes Errol Spence some sort of favor that he never received. We always talk about boxing as a business. Well, the business model of boxing is the boxers have to get in the ring and they have to fight somebody. And the more popular that somebody is, the more competitive that match is with somebody, that's what takes you up the ladder. That's what increases your pay as a fighter. That's what increases your cut as a promoter. That's what increases your cut as an advisor. The more promotable a fight is, the more money. The more dangerous the opponent appears, the more money. Right? There were no favors given. Errol Spence did what was right by Errol Spence. He did right by himself. Let's be Errol Spence. Let's put ourselves in this position, right? We're 33. We've been in a couple car accidents. Errol Spence talking about his daughters, his form. He kind of slowed down in life, maybe not partying as much. He got a son as well, so all of his kids. He's talking about doing things for his mother and father, being able to financially do things for his mother and father. I'm pretty sure he's already done something. He just would like to do a little more. Taking care of his family. All this buying more acres of land. This is what his mind is on. And on top of this, I'm undefeated. I got 3 belts, right? I'm breaking ribs. I'm breaking eye sockets. It don't matter who you put me in the ring with. I planned on beating them. I have a track record of beating them. I think my style is superior. My defense is better. My jab is better. So I'm looking at this as a one-sided ass whooping. This is what Errol Spence said. So I have this one-sided ass whoop. I either whoop Terence Crawford ass for $25 million, cement my legacy, Hall of Fame. I said I was going to do it, so my integrity is intact there, so that's fine. $25+ million, by the way. Big stage, everything, right? Undisputed. So I have all that in my left hand. And then in my right hand, I got Keith Thurman and maybe $10,000 to $12,000. $10 to $12 million, I'm sorry. That's my next biggest fight, right? And so we know Keith the diva. We know this. We know Keith probably go ask for at least his normal 10 mil, right? We know that. And we know that pot with Keith is a lot smaller. It may only be $25 million pot, and he go want 10 to 12, right? So my cut on that end is a lot smaller. So the left hand, Terence Crawford get to making a few demands, a coin toss, little stupid stuff like that, right? And I'm Errol Spence. I'm not walking away from this fight because of little petty shit like that. Give him what he wants. Errol Spence said that. It's not my words. Give him what he wants. The business people advised against it. Give him what he wants. And they gave him what he wanted. But it's not like if he was negotiating with Keith Thurman, everything's going to be sunshine and rainbows. Keith Thurman is a diva. And he's out of his mind. So that's what we have to deal with. We're dealing with all of this money in the left hand, legacy, undisputed, me finishing what I started. And then in the right hand, got a guy I said I never fight for a fraction of the cost. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. It's no difference. You go to an interview and I don't know, whatever it is. You got the work experience. You got the education. You got recommendations. You're just better than all the other applicants. And this job is really in need for a person to fill a position that you qualify for. So they hire you. Did they do you a favor? Absolutely not. They didn't do you anything. You beat out the other applicants. You represented the best fit, and they needed to fill that position so they could make money. Right? So they could continue to make money and their business could continue to move smoothly. Now, granted, you do get paid. And the things you buy, you may have some sort of loyalty to this company. Man, I was able to buy a house working here. I was able to buy a car, get married. Blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, they didn't do you no damn favors. They did themselves a favor and you simply benefited from it. And that's what Errol Spence did. Errol Spence looked out for Errol Spence and Terence Crawford benefited from it. Now, just so happened, Errol Spence was not the biggest, baddest man on the planet, and he lost. But that don't mean Terence Crawford owe him anything other than to look out for Terence Crawford. And if looking out for Terence Crawford represent the next biggest payday for Errol Spence, maybe it's $15 million at this point. Maybe it is a catch weight or something at this point. Maybe you do have to fight at 147 again at this point. If that's what you got to do, then that's what you got to do. But now Terence Crawford is looking out for Terence Crawford.